podcast sponsored by John Wilson Blaze. I feel like this is the first time I've actually had a not flustered intro to this season's podcast live shows. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi. Hi, Jackie. We
You
are getting
were,
practice.
I'm getting practice. You were at a big concert yesterday, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I was at Daisy Chain Fields, and the weather was horrible. It is so
Was it?
muggy. It's
Oh,
so muggy down there right now. It feels like Florida. Everyone is mad. I feel like if we get a climate change solution ever, it's going to be from Angelinos and people from Orange County pissed that their perfect weather is ruined. But the concert was amazing. I was drenched in sweat all day long, but I
what?
saw
This was
Bikini Kill.
the Olivia Rodrigo concert.
Yes, it was in
Yes.
Irvine. So Bikini Kill, The Breeders, garbage, love of my life, garbage, and then Chapel Roan, who I just was like, okay, I'll go see her. Oh my God, she
Yeah,
was amazing. She puts on a show. She
she
was
does.
amazing.
She does.
I feel like I have never, I mean, I've only slightly listened to her music and like I knew every word. I was like screaming them. And it felt like this, like,
It helps
kind
that
of a,
she only has a discography of like 10 songs.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's like
you
one album and then like two
right,
extra songs.
right.
It felt like almost like a pride moment too, because I'm in this like football field of like 45,000 people, and every single person is like singing along to these songs about, like lesbian sex. They're pretty graphic lyrics. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm proud to be part of this. I mean, this is really impressive.
Well, I
Yeah,
had
and
a
I watched Olivia Rodrigo too. I wasn't crazy about her, but she
well,
had
but
some cool guests.
she had Alanis, she had Stevie
Yes.
Nicks.
And Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, and Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a brave thing to do to bring out these artists, because I feel like her music is no offense to like literally everyone who's obsessed with her, but it's a little bit twee, it's like a little bit angsty, and it's very I don't want to say juvenile, but young. And then to have someone come out with like such incredible songwriting and voice, it was the contrast to her material was very stark against these other artists. But it's okay. It's like good for her.
Yeah.
It was brave.
Well,
Yeah.
I had a very different week to you. We have a lot to talk about today, folks.
So much.
There is just so much, and I started last week being like, oh, it's gonna be like a regular
Hmm.
week, and like, okay, fine, Summer Sizzler's happening. Oh, fine, Junior Grand Prix is happening.
Yeah.
Oh, fine, French Masters is happening, and it just kind of started
Yeah.
just stacking on top of each other, and there was, by the end of the week, I was just like, we have so much to talk about on this
Yeah.
podcast, and we can't even get into next week because next week we
Yeah.
got a huge competition. We've got Kenosha Group Cup,
I think we
which
need to do another episode
I think so too. I think we're going to
midweek.
have to. And
Yeah.
that will include Jacob Sanchez's interview that I did with him because he's going
Yay.
to go there. But woof. Okay.
Yeah.
On our agenda today, Summer Sizzler Champs Camp,
Hmm.
which I was there in person. And thank you to everybody who came by and said hi.
Jackie
And
told me some secrets.
oh gosh, secrets that shall not be public. The so Summer Sizzler and Champs Camp, we will talk about and recap Junior Grand Prix in Riga, which is number 3 now, right? That was number 3.
That was
Number
two.
2. That was number 2.
I felt like last season we got a couple weeks of Junior Grand Prix events before things got crazy.
Yeah,
This year we got 1 week.
I know. Junior Grand Prix Riga, number 2. And then we also had French Masters, which is the domestic sort of test event-ish kind of thing that France has. And there was a lot of menning going on in France. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And just like assorted news. And let's start with the really big one that I feel like a lot of people expected, but I didn't.
Evgenia Medvedeva got married. And if you weren't invited, don't worry, because the whole ceremony and reception is on Twitter, and it's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Michelle is like, that's the big news that I was talking about. But yes, Medvedeva got married, and it was like a wedding for the ages. There was a lot of dancing involved. A lot of dancing.
It's fun when you marry a dancer, and like a lot of his friends are dancers, and yeah, he put on a show.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the instructor at Barry's, one of the instructors at Barry's that I take from, keeps playing. What is that piece of music that Medvedeva used for her short program? A river runs through you or something.
Oh, river runs in you. Yeah. The Yumika.
There's like a techno version of that song that this instructor keeps playing. Hi, Kerwin. You're not listening to this because you have no idea what I do.
Kerwin's a skating fan secretly.
Maybe I should ask Kerwin. Maybe I should ask her.
River flows in you.
Oh, yes. Flows. Yes. A river flows in you. And I keep being like, okay, I will do burpees to this one because I'm very motivated right now, Yevgenia. Yeah. But she got married, and that was the big news in Russia. The big news in the United States was Alysa Liu not competing this season. Michelle, you're like, that was not a surprise to me whatsoever.
I would be more surprised if she showed up to Champs Camp with new programs. I mean, it's like skating is a sport that you can't kind of do halfway. You really have to train a lot, even when you're Alysa, even when you're really talented. Yeah. And when you have Louis Vuitton calling you, it's like, I kind of don't want to go to the rink. I thought it was nice she came to Champs Camp anyway and did media and did her gala program, but, good for her. It's like a lot of doors are open for her, and I'm glad she's having fun. And it's like she's shown the ability to come back, which is, I think, even rarer than being able to like skate and compete well. Absolutely. Like to take time away and come back is really extraordinary.
I mean,
and usually it's only ice dancers who accomplish that.
I mean, the sheer fact that she came back. I mean, yes, we've seen stateside like 800,000 times now.
I'll take it again.
But she came back and she was like, yeah, I haven't really trained that much. I'll do a triple Lutz.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly good. And so, Alysa is one of those skaters, like you said, who can take time off, come back, and it feels like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And we will see. I mean, this is a little bit of deja vu from Worlds where she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go, and all signs were pointing to she was gonna go, and then it was like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And for me, the reason I'm so surprised is I know she was getting new programs, like they had choreographed, I'm almost certain, at least a short program for her, and
they had vision boarded a tango.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. So there was a costume fashion event that happened right before Summer Sizzler, and there were these mood boards of costumes that were not yet designed, but the skaters and the costume designers had sort of lent their, it was a little bit science project-y, the way that they were kind of showing all of this stuff. But
we were looking for clues, so
there were a lot of clues because you literally saw, skater name and then, what was this thing? And, there was Jason Brown, Over the Rainbow. There was Alysa Liu, Tango, something. There was, there were all of these things that actually not just hinted at, but actually told you what those programs were going to be. So interesting to see that. And I wonder if that was like one of those things where nobody, like people forgot that this was going to happen. And then it was like, oh, we haven't announced anything.
I feel like getting your programs after a really exciting career-defining win in skating is kind of like a Saturn return. And like you get the programs and then you're like, you know what? No. Because I remember this was Jeff Buttle exactly in 2008. He won. He's going through Vancouver. The next Olympics are in his
2
home
years?
country.
Yeah.
2 years away. And he got his programs. And then in August, he was like, you know what? I think I'm good. And I don't think he regrets that. He has not tried to come back at all. So
Could you imagine, though? I mean, we're taking a history lesson here, but like Jeff Buttle at peak condition, based on what happened in Vancouver,
I'm
he
mad.
could have
I'm
won.
so mad.
He totally could have won.
He would have.
He would have won. Like he landing a couple of triple axels and a clean short and free skate. With the all around packaging that he had, like.
And his triple axels were good, and they were actually rotated.
Yeah. So.
He was the king of GOE. He just did that clean program in Sweden, and it was like, bloop, all the way to the top.
Michelle and the not so subtle dig at a triple axel. But yes, so Alysa out of the season. She does say that she's going to keep training, and it's sort of one of those things where it's like, let's see how much time she's got, and you would imagine that in August of 2027, her commitments are going to be a lot fewer. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe in December of 2026. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
I'm sure she'll come back, though. It's like hard to resist. And this time, she's not taking time away from the ice, like completely not skating the way she did before.
Yeah.
So.
I like Michelle and I have like a notes that we write on for the. For the agenda for the show, and Michelle just wrote, "Hey 2.0." And for those of you who don't know what that refers to, the retirement announcement from Alysa in 2022 started with "Hey," and this one started with "To my supporters." So, to my supporters, I will be taking off this season as well. I'm gonna spend some time to recalibrate and whatnot. Yeah. So, Alysa, excited for you for whatever you are going to be doing over the next few months, because it's still mind-boggling how big she got after the Olympics. I mean, I was talking to some friends about this. It was like, they were kind of not able to fathom the like magnitude of this. I'm like, this is not like this sort of like spike in popularity and notoriety for a figure skater is unlike anything else that we've ever seen. At least I've ever seen.
I mean, I think it's for some reason the U.S. only really truly cares about women's single skating.
Also true.
And we haven't had a woman win.
Yeah.
And it's like, especially with the disco. It's just a beautiful package all around.
I know.
I had a conversation with my neighbor about the women's event, and I was like, I was so crushed about Kaori Sakamoto. And he's like, oh, no, Sakamoto, I don't think she deserved to. It should have been Alysa. I was like, what? You're calling her by her last name? We never even talked about skating before.
Sakamoto.
Yeah. People were really paying attention.
Have some respect.
Kaori.
Oh. Yes. So that was a big thing. There was another big thing, which was a return of sorts. And the repatriation of Deanna Stellato. That was a return.
She's back.
She is back, and she is back in the US. My goodness. This was, if anybody has been on the rumor mill, you would not be surprised that this was announced. And it was Deanna Stellato is 2024 World Pairs Champion for Canada. Donnez-moi. Deanna Stellato is back in the U.S. after having her stint in Canada as a pair skater with Maxime Deschamps. She is now back with Danil Siianytsia, who, if it probably as a new name to a lot of people because he has not competed in, 4 years now?
Yeah. Yeah, just
And
know that 4 years ago, figure skating insiders were really excited about him and his partnership. And I
absolutely.
think there was some injury issues
Yeah.
and yeah. But he's Ukrainian
Yeah.
and he immigrated to Minnesota when he was pretty young. I want to say 14 maybe, around that age, and trained there for a while and is now in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
And he's going by Danil, not
Danil, not
Danila.
Danilo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes. So Deanna and Danil.
That's sweet.
It was interesting to see her back on U.S. ice, especially because Canada's high performance camp was happening all at the same time too. I was kind of like,
Yeah.
there are interesting things going on. But I will say, I texted with her last week, being like, "Hey, excited to see you next week," and she was like, "Don't expect anything. We've barely trained," and I'm like, Deanna, if you're showing up, it means that
Yeah.
you're in some sort of good shape. And, she's so hard on herself all the time. We all know this. And, she was trying to set expectations low. And, I came in thinking like, oh, they're probably, trying to figure out their timing and their pairing and all that. And I was floored at how good they
Yeah.
were with
She's
like
a
barely,
professional.
not even 2 months of training together. It was
Yeah.
maybe like a month and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. They look great. I
Yeah.
mean, her pair elements are very high quality. And I think it's interesting that I guess Daniil probably is still working on citizenship, but I think it's really interesting that they're choosing to train in Colorado Springs, where I presume he was based. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, by all accounts, he is expected to get citizenship over the next 4 years at some time during this quad. So
Thank you for confirming that. That was my
so
first question.
yeah, so that was a thing, and I think even like 4 years ago when Smirnova and Siianytsia were supposed to compete at nationals, and then they withdrew, and that was basically the end of their career. He, I believe, already had his green card. I think Phil Hirsch's article might have said that about his green card. So
Nice.
it's all there, and unless something weird happens, he's very likely going to be a citizen very soon. So yeah, so that is that was we're skipping the season, and we had we're a new pair. There was also, let's talk about Champs Camp, because it's really one of those events that I think the skating community is sort of like, what is this black box?
Yeah.
Like, what goes on in there? And what was interesting was, I was the only media there, with the exception of NBC, who, was going through interviews and all of that sort of stuff. I did a little bit of content for US Figure Skating with Danny O'Shea, which will come out with kind of like a behind the scenes look at Champs Camp. But what was interesting was, I was, talking to people, and they were like, "Oh, this is the first time that like that you're here." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, media doesn't get invited to these things. And
Yeah.
and there were skaters and coaches and stuff that they were just like, this is such a regular occurrence for us that we don't even think about the fact that to the outside world this feels like a complete black box.
Well, it's kind of like in other sports, they have like training camp and people can attend that and media can go to it. I think it's not unusual to have media there. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think, the Champs Camp started probably about 15, 20 years ago. And it's really evolved over the past decade and a half, and it's taken on very different personas. Like, it is meant to be a camp for the skaters to go and kind of do all of the things that to prepare for the new season. Whether it is about their programs, or it's about their packaging, or it's about any of those things. It is a jam-packed week of stuff that they're doing, and by the time they're finished, they are completely exhausted.
Yeah. It's very kind to move it to Boston in the last couple of years, because Colorado Springs is a lot to ask in August.
Well, so that's the thing. This year, I think this is a new thing. They had 2 camps. So this was last week was like, I guess, the official Champs Camp. They also had a Camp 2030, which happened like 3 weeks ago in Colorado Springs, which people were like, "Oh my gosh, Champs Camp had already happened," because there was sort of content that was coming out of that. And so what I was told was basically, if you are going to the Grand Prix, you had to attend at least one of the 2 camps. And so that's why you didn't see like the Jason Brown wasn't there, right? Ilya Malinin wasn't there, but they were, and Amber Glenn wasn't there. All 3 of them were at the one that was in Colorado Springs a few weeks ago. So that was the reason. I think there were people who were kind of like, "Oh, did people get a pass for it?" And basically, I asked that question, and they were like, "No, you don't get a pass for it. You had to have, kind of mandatory one of those, at least one of those 2 camps." So that was a lot of that. They also brought in like, what they called emerging skaters. So a lot of the juniors were there earlier on as well, to just kind of do similar things, get their programs checked, and kind of consult with all of these different people that were there. So it was an interesting week, and I got to see a lot of the sort of monitoring that they were doing, and it was just fascinating, because most people were just spending, I don't know, 20% of their time doing stuff, and then 80% of their time just talking to the officials and the judges to be like, does this thing work? Or like, do I need to change, X, Y, or Z? Like I saw one skater who was just like working on their spins over and over and over again, because they were trying to get the right levels, or trying to get it cleanly called or whatnot. So that was interesting to see.
Last year, when Netflix was working on Glitter and Gold, they let Katie, the producer, film Chalk and Bates at Champs Camp. And you get to see the judges giving them feedback, and they ultimately decide not to take that feedback, and then they talk about their reasons why. And it's really interesting, and it's like you understand skaters are in a dicey position where they're getting, and it's like a panel of esteemed officials and judges basically giving you their recommendations, and then kind of having to weigh them and decide what you're going to do. That's what they were also saying, like,
this is all feedback that is for your use. Take it or leave it, basically.
Yeah.
And most skaters will take it.
Just take it or leave it. We don't mind.
We don't mind.
No
Nothing's
pressure.
going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. The other interesting thing was, the roulette, not Russian roulette, I guess. The roulette of pairs that was in
musical pairs.
The musical pairs that were in Norwood, right? Like, we know that there was a huge shuffling of the pairs, the U.S. pairs from last season, and now, like, a bunch of pairs broke up and they sort of reformed with each other, right? And so
was it Audrey, 4 new teams?
Was it
Audrey and Spencer,
at least
Danil and Deanna, Katie and Balaj.
Yeah.
Audrey, we got Audrey and Spencer already. Star and Danil.
Danil.
Or Daniel.
I think you got all of them.
Yeah. I'm thinking, where's Emily Chan? But she hasn't announced anything yet.
No, she hasn't announced anything yet.
Oh,
I did see her there, Emily Chan.
okay.
I mean, she's
She
based
trains
out of
there.
Boston,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting to see all of the different new pairs, and we got to see a few of them at the Summer Sizzler, and I thought, you know, Deanna and Danil, obviously we've talked about them, but the other one that stood out to me was Audrey and Spencer, Shin and Hao. Like for having fairly recently paired up, you know, it was great to see. I think they both sort of complement each other on the things that that will help the two of them individually grow as pair skaters. I think Audrey benefits from the sort of long-limbed flow that that Spencer has, and Spencer benefits from, you know, Audrey having had the year and a half, 2 years of being a pair skater and not having to kind of start from fresh, right? So so that was I found them to be fairly impressive as well.
So who's going to win nationals?
Oh my God. Oh, Efimov and Misharanov are going to win nationals.
Oh, okay.
I really liked the direction they were going with the Last Dance short program that they debuted.
Someone on Twitter posted a Lisa Marie Allen Last Dance gala program from like the 80s.
Wow.
I loved it. Yeah. She had a long ponytail. I was like, this is great.
There was a good bit of Donna Summer in the 80s. Rosalind Sumner's, I remember, skated to Donna Summer in the pro competitions. That was a fun thing. Oh boy. Champs Camp. That's a fun time. I was exhausted by the end of the day, of course.
I kind of watching the videos that were on Twitter, I felt like the standout of the Sizzler. Well, there were two. One of them is Sarah Everhart.
Yes.
New short program,
Absolutely.
Dance Macabre.
Absolutely.
Wow. And she didn't do a combo. I mean, she just did a solo triple toe, but like that's a close to clean run through. That was, and it's good on her.
Yeah. I also interviewed her. It was a very quick interview because she had to run, but we'll get to see that fairly quickly. But she has Lombardia Trophy coming up in like less than 3 weeks, so she had to be very ready. But I agree with you. I think there's a certain kind of intensity of that program that really suits her well, and I think her biggest I think musical obstacle has always been kind of emoting and facial expressions and that sort of thing. I think her her timing and musical cues and stuff, like she's got that.
Yeah.
And that program does her a lot of good because mostly I think because of the character or persona that she is embodying, the angel of death.
Yeah.
And who is she killing as the angel of death? All of the judges.
That's what they deserve.
Yeah.
The second thing I was really excited about was Carrera Ponomarenko's My Fair Lady rhythm dance. I thought the first minute, at least, of it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Their carriage, their posture, I loved it. And obviously, Klima von Ponomarenko skated to My Fair Lady. And so I thought, it's like an exciting choice, but also daunting. And I thought they did a really good job with it. And I'm excited to see, the full thing with costumes. And
well, besides the fact that Christina was in Tessa Virtue's costume.
Yeah. Again.
I just remember standing. I was fairly far away from it because I was like on the concourse, but I remember watching them from there and being like, "This is Virtue Moyer vibes." And I think to your point
definitely.
about posture, I think that was like that really stood out to me for that for that program. So I do think that we'll see this program more like in actual form later on.
Yeah.
But I think this program and the Manon free
Manel.
dance, Manon,
Manel.
Manon,
Manel.
is these could be
Yeah.
kind of career pivots for
Yeah.
Carrera Ponomarenko.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Have you ever seen the ballet, Manel?
I have not, but my cousin, who is a an opera singer,
Yeah.
sang Manon
Cool.
years and years ago. That's the only reason why I even know that this musical piece exists.
Well, the ballet ends in the swamps of Louisiana, and it's real sad and dramatic and messy.
In
Yeah,
Louisiana.
Yeah. And ballerina will wear a really short wig, so it looks like she cut all of her hair off, and is like in rags, doing a pas de deux in the swamp, in despair at being exiled for choosing the guy she chooses.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, Christina likes that like dark character, so I was kind of excited. I'm like, I want to see what they do with this.
Perfume story of a murderer.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see Christina with a fugly wig on, but I do think we're going to see some crazy stuff.
Could you imagine it's like a wig change in the middle of a program?
That, you never know.
You never know.
Maybe she'll like rip her hair out or something.
Maybe the other
But there's
one,
really cool. The ballet has these really cool lifts where like, the ballerina is sort of like sitting upright, like in his arms, and then like has her legs sort of spread apart in an interesting way. It's just really cool. Yeah.
I think we need a little bit more of a lesson on the ballet. The other one who stood out to me was Jacob Sanchez's short program.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I thought Misha did a wonderful job with that program. And the thing that I always love when I watch Jacob skating is just the deep ankles that he's got. Like it's such power skating that he has. And if you're like on the rink level, you really feel the power that he always generates. And I think that program really showcases it in a very different way than other programs have, because it's not the most it's not the most intense music out there. And it challenges him in a different kind of way than the programs that he's had in the past. So Champs Camp, Summer Sizzler, so many good things. It was fun. Across the pond, we had across the border, we had the High Performance Camp in Canada, which...
Oh, I thought we were going to French Masters.
No, we're not going to French Masters yet, but we will very soon. High Performance Camp was happening in Canada, and we saw some of the programs that were coming out. The Canada has a little bit more of the like what's going on in the camps.
Yeah, I remember Barb would usually
for
go
people
to
to
that.
see. So check it out if you get a chance to.
But
to do
still
that.
no videos of Marjorie and Jean-Luc. They said their programs just aren't quite ready, but they're almost there. I'm waiting.
I would be surprised if their programs are ready.
I bet they're better than they think they are. I think they're readier than they think they are.
Probably, yes. I think there's,
Drop the
like
clip.
with a team like LaJoie and Baker, and with a team like Stellato and Siianytsia, like I feel like there's a very fine line between I'm going to show you everything in the process versus the first time I show you something, it has to be really good.
Yeah.
Because they're seasoned competitors. I don't know. It just felt like something that like I can't imagine Marjorie and Jean-Luc putting out something that's like, oh, sorry, here's some weird twizzles that we did in
make some
practice.
changes.
Yeah. That's just not going to happen with them. So, okay, let's go across the pond God, there's so much more stuff that is happening. We're already half an hour in, and we haven't even touched on Junior Grand Prix yet. French Masters happened. There were a few notable absences at French Masters. We talked about this last week, which was Kevin Amos and Fournier, Baudry, and Cicerone. Neither of them were at French Masters. Kevin needed more time after some medical stuff that he had to deal with over the summer, so he was there in person. But I mean, frankly, based on how the men did, he probably should have just gotten on the ice. And then Fournier, Baudry, and Cicerone said more or less that they had a very busy off season and they needed more time. So that was that.
I heard a rumor several weeks ago. I think I might have seen it on Twitter, so maybe it's not. No, I saw it somewhere else. That they have their programs done. So I think it's just like a training thing.
Yeah,
they're just quite not ready.
Yeah, I heard similarly as well. But it was the women's competition was literally two people. Their women's program's a little bit in shambles right now. The French.
I just can't get over France's inability to lure someone from Eastern Europe.
Well,
I mean, honestly,
Stefania.
personally, yeah. I mean, more. If I were a skater from one of those countries and I had the opportunity to move to France and become French, like, let's go. All right, sounds good. I mean, I would do it right now from America, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, and I feel like they continually keep themselves out of contention in the Olympic team event because they just don't have anybody that can contend.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the pairs event had a few, and the Kovalevs ended up winning that one by a fraction of a point over Fala and Bell, and that was in some ways a little bit uneventful. In ice dance, we'll talk about Le Parier-Vabriceau. We'll talk about Demuger-Lemercier. Both of them, I think, really coming into this season being like, let's do something new. Let's give some like new concepts a shot. And if you're not a French ice dance team unless you're giving new concepts a shot.
I'm very angry to say I watched both of these programs on my phone at the John Wayne Airport this morning, which is not the way I ever want to experience any French ice dance ever. I need a big screen. I can definitely tell, especially with Le Parier-Vabriceau, like a lot of their movements and lifts are new to them and they're still feeling a little unsteady. And I expect they'll change a little bit. They have one of those big torch lifts like Chalk Bates used to do. And I can see that it's not comfortable yet, as comfortable as that can be. But their material was like interesting and cool. And I'm looking forward to watching it on my television later today.
The clown rhythm dance where they had a hint of clown makeup, but it was not like full on clown, which I appreciated. And then they take us to the club. Yeah, take some clown.
It's a little light makeup.
And then they take us to the club in the free dance.
The clown club. Oh yeah, okay.
So it was Le Parier-Vabriceau who win it by good 17 points, but it's always interesting French Masters because the scores tend to be a little bit high. Although for Le Parier-Vabriceau, who's one of the top teams in the world, a 198 is not a particularly high score. Now, if you take into account the fact that the scores are a little bit different than last year, maybe they would have been in the like low to mid 200s if this were last year's scoring. But still, like, you would expect a little bit higher from them, given it's French Masters. But should we talk about the men?
I didn't watch them, so all I've heard is that it was messy.
It was very messy. Adam Xiaohim Fa won it, but it was not pretty at all. And to be very fair, he often comes into French Masters not at his peak, and also he had an injury over the summer. Something about tearing a bone, which was
Oh, maybe
I
he had
don't
an avulsion where you tear the muscle away from the bone. That's what happened to Nathan with his hip.
oh gosh, Nathan and his hip. That's a story
Well,
for a whole different day.
That gala program where he got hurt and he
Yeah.
said he had an avulsion, and my mom, who's a nurse, explained to me that means he tore the muscle away from the bone. So that's better than tearing the bone.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah,
You can heal. Just need some rest.
either way, it's been it has not been an easy road for Adam over the last few months, and he's still not doing his Lutz yet, and that's one of his best jumps. So something to his ankle, because the ankle really his ankle really goes into the outside edge for his Lutz, and so he was doing flips at this competition. He even did a loop, which I don't think I've seen a loop from Adam in years and years. But he ended up winning it. It was very messy, but he was basically like, I wanted to come here to compete and put something out there. He was saying his ankle still hurts from the Lutz, and the injury's not completely healed yet. So Adam Siianytsia, we're in August of 2026. Please rest.
Yeah.
Be very helpful. And Francois Pitot got second after a bad short program, and he kind of rallied for the second place finish. And then your favorite name, Sammy Hammy, number 3.
Sammy Hemi. Good for him.
Yeah. But the thing to note, though, is we didn't see Luc Economide here because he is now going to Romania.
Well, that's good for Romania.
Good for Romania.
They're building their program, skater by skater.
Yeah. So the fight for the world spots will be a very different one this season than it was last year, for sure. French Masters. Okay, let's talk about the Junior Grand Prix in Latvia, which was the other big, really the big international event that happened over this weekend. There was some very good skating that happened.
Yeah.
In the singles events, especially, and we're gonna go through a couple of those. But Moiden and Bigot were the winners in ice dance. Chen and Dong were the winners in pairs, which means with their silver from last week and their gold this week, they are the first skaters to get to the Junior Grand Prix final. I can't believe we're talking about the Junior Grand Prix final already, but yeah, we're there.
Them.
Yeah. But the really for me the main events were the singles skaters, and in the men's event we had a comeback of huge proportions with Habin Choi winning this one and getting one of the biggest scores for a junior that we have seen.
Wow.
In a long time, because he had 2 quad lutzes clean and a quad toe clean.
Crazy. Good for him.
He's an interesting one because we've seen inconsistencies with Habin Choi, but we also know that
we saw him in the short.
Yeah.
On an easy jump.
Oh, sure. A triple flip, triple toe. Just like he could be really good and he could be just sort of like not there. And unlike other skaters, he does not have the components to back him up if he's not going clean. He has improved this season, but when you're going up against people like Sena Takahashi and Jae-Kun Lee and Ian Wheeler, right? Like they are of a different. They're cut from a different cloth than Habin is, and I know Habin has been trying to make inroads into his components, and that it showed this season. It was that that free skate was really just like technically really incredible from him.
I have to admit I haven't watched the men's free skates yet. I did watch the short programs, but I will watch that. That sounds great.
Speaking of the men's short program, Sena Takahashi, I love his skating.
Yeah.
I think he's such an artistic musical skater. He's had just a tough time getting that consistency in.
Yeah.
And he was, leading after the short program, and he dropped to fourth because the free skate just wasn't there for him.
I love the skater that was third, Ian Wheeler. He is just so artistic and light, and he's coached by Stefan Lambiel, and he skates like Stefan.
Yeah.
I feel like he skates like Stefan even more than Denis Vasilyev's does. It's like, it's just this like, I don't know, this warmth and this artistry that's just really accessible and generous, and he just has such lovely flow in his movements. He's great. He's exciting to watch.
And now that he's got his triple axel in tow, because last year the triple axel was the thing that was preventing him from getting some of the big scores, and he still had a mistake here on one of the axles that he did, but it is a lot more solid this season than it was last year. So good to see him
cowbell
improve.
See my cowbell? It's from Switzerland.
Oh wow!
When he moves up to senior, I'm gonna bring it with me to a competition, and I'm gonna be ringing it.
You're gonna have to stand very far away from the media stand to do that.
I went to one of the Europeans where Stefan was competing, and those cowbells were deafening. I mean, it's like you feel your brain moving around in your head.
I mean, any competition that you ever go to in Europe, it's just cowbells.
Yeah.
So many cowbells. Yeah. Another skater that where did he end up at? He ended up sixth, but William Chan of Canada. Like I had never seen him skate before, and I was very impressed.
He trains with Liam Kapakis.
Yeah, he's with he's with
Joey
that
Russell.
crew. Yep. So good to see a promising skater also then from Canada, because that's also been a challenge for the Canadians, is that junior pipeline. But he had a clean triple axel in the short program, so that is very helpful for these junior skaters. Okay, the women.
Yeah, I unfortunately had to watch this free skate on my phone, but I was riveted. This last group was out of this world.
The tour de force that was this women's.
Yeah.
My goodness, it was so good. That top five was so good.
It was so good. It was like, I mean, I feel like if you haven't watched this, don't go and watch these programs piecemeal. Pull up the live stream and just watch the last group all the way through.
Yeah.
Because it is one after the next, and they all skate so well.
And we previewed this last week with some of these skaters, and I remember being like, Skylar Lotova Piguero. You never know what to expect from her sometimes, because this is a skater who has done really well in novice and in junior in the United States. And then last year didn't even get through sectionals to get to nationals because she had such a bad sectionals performance. And
she's very young.
And she's very young.
Only 13.
Yeah. And she came here. I loved her short program.
Yeah. Oh, I did too. Yeah. I was so impressed with her. I love the Gloria Estefan. That was just great. The Miami Sound Machine. Well done, Caitlin Weaver. That was just made me so happy. I watched it twice. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is so composed. She just has so much I don't know, to be that young and to deliver programs like that in a competition like this, which you're really your first time at this level on the stage. I was very impressed with her.
Yeah. I thought she was fantastic. And the fact that she was fantastic and she ended up fifth, it just shows you the kind of level that the kind of level. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my computer. The kind of level that this competition had, and my goodness. And then you got Kei Yamada, who
Oh my gosh.
just
Jan Tiersen, the Amelie music.
yeah,
She was awesome. She was
it,
like sunshine, skating out of her skin.
a little Kaori Sakamoto tribute with
Yeah, a little
that
bit.
with the Amelie music, which I love.
Yeah.
But just a couple of weeks ago at the domestic Kinoshita event, she didn't skate that well, and I did not expect her to come here and skate a clean competition. It was just it was fairly close to clean. She had a cue on her Lutz. Like that was like the biggest issue with it. But like, she was way happy. Like when you've got you've got some fist pumps from a triple Salchow at the very end of your program.
Yeah.
Like, you did
Yeah, that
something
was
good.
great. Her like, yes. I always say that annoys me, but then when it's actually happening, I'm like, let's go.
There's something about like if you are watching a skater and you are really kind of like drawn into the performance and you're just kind of sort of like celebrating with her.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember Andrei Garatsev used to go like this, like when he would do the last jump, he'd go up and put his arm like that. And it was just like, it was like choreography, but like triumphant. It was great. Anyway.
and she wasn't even on the podium. Like she
Yeah.
was that good and she was on the podium. So let's talk about the podium. Yihan Wang, we talked about the three Chinese women who were at Xi'an last week and how good they were and how promising they were as juniors. Yihan Wang is the one who's been around for at least another season. I think this might be her third junior season. And she did a fantastic job. She now trains under Satoko Miyahara. So
Oh, Satoko, her main coach?
I don't think she's her main coach, but she is one of the
she-
coaches.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. She is one of the coaches.
Go Satoko. That's awesome.
So it was good to see her do what she did. I thought artistically she's improved a lot, and this junior battle for the Chinese women for the junior world spots is going to be
Yeah.
very interesting to see.
Yeah. Yihan, I feel like there could be more expression there, but I was very taken by the Nutcracker free skate and to go out and do it so clean. It really, it was very pleasing.
Yeah.
It cast I don't know. I think the combination of like the music and the way she was skating, it was very satisfying to watch. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of huge improvements in components, for me, Mei Okada had one of the biggest just like changes for the juniors that we've seen. Last year, I remember that, it was her and Mayuko Oka who were really the two top junior skaters from Japan, and we all know that Mayuko Oka is like a star and she thrives on musicality and she can do this like choreography that even senior skaters can't do, right? And then you have Mei
Our
Okada,
peacock princess.
and then you had Mei Okada who is a really good skater, but you put the two of them side by side and you're like, okay, yeah, Mei is still very junior and Mayuko is kind of more ready for seniors. I don't think we can say that anymore. I think Mei has just improved so much, and the Phantom of the Opera,
The passion in it.
works
I mean,
so
she was
well.
living that program.
Yeah, and the costume.
Okay.
This was the costume I was talking about that Yuka Orihara's mother did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay, so a million years ago, 2010, when Meryl Davis and Charlie White skated Phantom of the Opera, I remember people were like, why are they doing that? Like, we wanted them to do something more unique. And Marina Zaeva was very defensive, and she's like, when a skater is this passionate about music like this, you have to let them skate to it because it really adds to their performance. And I felt like Mei Okada must love Phantom. She must feel some kind of connection to it because she was just living in that character of Christine. I mean, you could feel the passion and the movements that she was acting out in the program. She was just so viscerally connected to it. I mean, I was like, fall on the triple axel. I didn't even care. It added to the program. It was like, it was thrilling.
I'm looking at the judges' scores right now, and one of the judges gave her a 9.25 for her presentation.
Deserved it.
Like this program is such a turning point for her this season, and I'm very glad that her technical elements were stronger than, again, same with Kei Yamada, right? She didn't have a great first competition of the season domestically, but this was a much better outing for her, and probably one of the skates of her life, despite the fall on the triple axel.
I'm gonna roll out a Sandra Bezickism. Other people skate to Phantom of the Opera, but May Okada is Christine.
Ooh. Sandra, if you're listening.
I felt it. Yeah.
But that was still not the winner.
We even got to the winner.
There's one more.
Yeah.
Hannah Bath, who we kind of expected would win. She was actually second in the short program to May Okada.
Yeah.
And, if you looked at the short program scores, it was a matter of the components and the execution of some of those elements that was the difference between the two.
I thought it was right. Yeah.
But the free skate,
right.
the free skate.
Yeah.
Those triple axels were there.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, one of them was a little cute, but it's okay. They were so strong. The second one she did was a beast. I mean, it was huge. And she just, I feel like with Moulin Rouge, she's not really in the character in the same way, but I feel like it's like pushes her. She's like really attacking the elements in it. I mean, it's definitely something she can grow into, and it's maybe a good developmental vehicle for her, but.
I mean, really, like if you watched her from 2 years ago as a skater, the amount that her basics have improved over the last 2 years is just completely. You really see that difference, and that's where I think junior figure skating, junior competitions really show. We're going to talk about that very soon, but really show those differences between. The how some of these skaters start and where they end up at the end of their time in juniors. For those of you who are on audio, Michelle just held up a photo of Kalani Crane and a very young Hannah Bath from, do you know how long ago that was?
No idea. It was floating on Twitter. I was like, that is so cute. So cute. Let's go Australian skating. Yeah. And Hannah showed up to this competition with blonde hair. She went fully blonde.
So Japanese of her to do that.
Yeah. And she has such like pale porcelain skin. She looked like a beautiful doll with like the blonde hair and then the very white skin. It was an interesting look, but I felt it like works really well on her. It's very pretty.
I mean, there was the whole off season of like everybody was going blonde in the Japanese skating community.
Yeah.
And Hannah was part of that crew because she trains in Japan.
Yeah. Alex Shibutani was blonde most of last year, right?
There you go. So that was your top five. It was a very good top five. And again, Hannah Bath with a 209.07. May Okada with a 205.47. These are huge scores in juniors. Huge.
Yeah.
They're huge scores in seniors.
Yeah. And I believe Hannah Bath, first Australian single skater to ever win a Junior Grand Prix event.
That's right.
For her.
What a competition. And again, that is only our second Junior Grand Prix of the whole season. There's more to come. Okay, speaking of more to come, shall we talk about Bangkok coming up this week? We are, by the way, for those of you who have been eagerly waiting, we are going to save the Kinoshita Group Cup preview for another day.
We are going to be on site in Bangkok for the Junior Grand Prix.
We, just so you know, Ted Barton and Mark Hanready will not be calling Bangkok. It'll be me and Michelle Ellis.
Oh my God.
Michelle's like, I cannot sit through all of those programs.
I can't do all that research with how much care and kindness that Mark does. Oh my God. Research all these people and message them all. Whew. It's a lot of work.
Mark is the savior for many. Okay, so Bangkok will be the first event that won't have a pairs event. But there will be AIN skaters back on this one, including Lev Lazarev, who won the first event and will be skating here. And another win or a silver medal, he goes to the Junior Grand Prix final. It's another interesting group here because he probably, I would say, is very much the favorite given his technical prowess and also given the scores that he was getting in Xi'an. But you have the likes of Taiga Nishino, who's going to be there, and I think he is going to be one who potentially would be a challenger for one of the medals. For me, though, Hero, and I need to figure out how to pronounce his last name, but Hero from Thailand, he was a star at the Junior Worlds last year, and he trains in the U.S. and is I think going to do wonders for Thai figure skating over the next few years. And I think he's, if maybe this is still too early for him to be medaling at the Junior Grand Prix, but I think he's going to be one who people will love and people will watch this week.
He trains with Derek Delmore.
Yep.
Amy Evidente and Jonathan Kassar.
That is correct.
Oh, I'm sure one of them can tell us how to pronounce his last name.
I know. A beautiful skater. Absolutely beautiful skater. To the credit of the Derek Delmore, Amy Evidente, and Jonathan Kassars of the world. Okay, but in the women's event, we do have Sofia Zepka.
Yeah, it was previously Yelena Kostyleva that was supposed to be competing here, and they switched it out, and now it's Sofia Zepka. I believe Kostyleva is probably still recovering from her muscle injury.
You wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so, given she did a quad loop the other day.
Yeah, there's been a lot of weird murmurs about, it's notorious on online that she's a bit of a skating mom that kind of butts heads with her coach Evgeny Plashenko a lot, and it sounds like during her break when she was supposed to be recovering from her injury, she went to a rink and was training quads there, and someone posted a video of it, and it was this big drama. And then allegedly the federation head Anton Sigurlidze met with her and her mom and Plashenko, and smoothed everything over. But I think the bottom line is she's still not in fully competitive shape yet, but hopefully she'll be able to make her debut at one of these Junior Grand Prix coming up. I believe if there's only 4 with AIN athletes,
I think
she's
so.
got to be at the next one that they have them.
And her mom as a skating mom is not even a rumor because her mom is very active on social media.
Yeah. I mean, like skating parent wise, her mom makes Danny Kwan look like, totally balanced, supportive, and normal parent who's just like, you go ahead, honey, you got it.
See, the thing is, Danny Kwan wouldn't have used social media the way that she's using social
Yeah, I mean, she's like 10,000 times worse. I mean, woo.
Different kind of skating parent. But
but on the other hand, I can't wait till this girl's on the Junior Grand Prix and her mom is at competitions and I can interview her.
That'll be an interesting time. So Sofia Zepka will be looking for her second title and again the berth to the Junior Grand Prix final.
I can't wait to see her again.
It's also I think we're going to get yet another week of incredible women's skating on the Junior Grand Prix. Korea's got Ji Yu-ha, who did really well last season on the Junior Grand Prix. Leandra Zimpukakis from Switzerland is going to be there. She's had a history of training the triple axel and can do some good stuff. Japan's got two very strong women coming in. Rena Uezono, who apparently has left Sonoko Nakano and is back with Miyoko Higuchi.
Interesting.
She went from Higuchi to Nakano last season, and supposedly, according to Japanese news, she's back. So we'll see where that has taken her. And then Sumika Kanazawa, who went to the Junior Grand Prix final last year, also at this competition. Sophia Schifrin is at this event. No U.S. women, it looks like.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Interesting.
I'm not wrong.
No, there's not.
So it will be another really exciting competition for the women. Oh, I almost forgot. Leah Cho makes her debut
Nice.
from Canada.
Oh, I'm excited to see her.
Yeah. Leah Cho, I think for a lot of the Canadian programs, the next big hope for women's skating. Let's hope she can have a good junior career first before we put too much hype on her. But that's the women. The ice dance, it will be also then Fefielova and Valov, who won in Xi'an 2 weeks ago, trying to get to the Junior Grand Prix final. I would imagine they're the favorites for this event. And there's some interesting ice dance teams here as well, including Kuvi and Homowu from
the cousins.
US. Yep, the cousins. Are they actually the first black ice dance team?
American.
From the US?
American, yeah. I think.
Yeah.
That's reached this level, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to be there. Steppert and Kortkov are going to also be there. I think this is their second Junior Grand Prix of the season.
Yes.
Bianchi Basile is going to be there. Shibayama Kimura are going to be there. Like I think Fefielova and Valov are far and away the favorites. And then there's going to be this this.
Did you say Bianchi and Basile?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They'll be contending.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. We're getting the same top two, probably.
I know. It's the some of these skaters are doing a lot of like the back to backs, or at least every other week, fairly quickly. So
I'm excited to see Bianchi and Basile's Ray rhythm dance again. It was pretty fun. Where the hell is my husband?
I don't think the song is called "Where the Hell Is My Husband." I think it's just called "Where Is My Husband." But she sings "Where the Hell Is My Husband." Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Junior Grand Prix in Bangkok. Yet another one where it's going to be in the middle of the night. But yes, speaking of the middle of the night, Kinoshita Group Cup is coming up. Michelle and I will be back in a couple of days for a preview of that event, and also Jacob Sanchez's interview that I did with him at Champs Camp that we'll be able to hear at that point. Oh, that was a lot. Did we cover everything?
No, there's a couple things we didn't, but
oh,
I think.
My God. Oh, God, yeah.
Maybe we can get them in our Wednesday episode. I do think it's interesting to note that Adelia Petrosian, who left Terry Tuperidze several weeks ago and didn't announce a new coach, didn't seem to be training. She did announce a new coach this week, and then she's going to Ina Goncharenko, who used to coach Yelena Radionova. Remember when she was like the sparkling junior? She was so good. And Petrosian is now preparing for the season, which is interesting because I believe right now she's number one on the alternates list.
So let's talk about that because this is a great segue. The ISU took off the how do you get onto the Grand Prix requirements and then put it back in with updates.
Okay.
So that is to say, it means that Adelia Petrosian and Peter Gumenik are no longer at the top of the list because the the way that it is written now is that you have to be in the top 75 season best from the previous season, and the scores had to have been from the ISU championships, a Challenger Series, or a Grand Prix or Junior Grand Prix.
So the
Therefore,
Olympics doesn't count as an
the
ISU championship.
the Olympics didn't count, and the Road to Milano, Skate to Milano, did not count. And those were the only two competitions that Russian and Belarusian skaters could skate in, and so it is a complete reset. I get why they did it, because the whole point is like you're basically starting fresh, and therefore it's just like, you know, the world spots, the European spots, right? Like you don't get something as if you had qualified something from the last season. My problem with it is that they should have just written it in earlier, because like, you know, if you're gonna let skaters back in, they should also be treated fairly. And like, I'm sure both Petrosian and Gumenik, if both of them are thinking about competing this season, had that in mind as they were preparing, that okay, we're at the top of the alternates list, so we don't have to go and, you know, get our score at a challenger. And
well, Petrosian we know is not ready, but I was thinking because of this, she was going to get a Grand Prix, and so she'd be able to go. At this point, I don't think it's likely she'll be able to go to a challenger and do really well. I think she probably needs more time.
And Gumenik is already
he's ready,
slated to be at Kinoshita, so that won't be an issue.
Like, I'm taking this spot. Whether you want to give it to me or not, I will be number one on the alternates list. Yeah. You will see me on the Grand Prix.
It just feels a little bit like, you know, if you're gonna give them the spots, like at least give them the right parameters, and you know, I think it's just one of those things where they're like, oh, we should have put that in there, and then they didn't. And my guess is that's also why they didn't put out the alternates list when they said they were going to, because somebody in the system was like, that's not what was supposed to happen, and then they had to go and like re-figure out the whole thing. But it's just again, it feels a little bit like, why did you put out all of those rules just to be like, oh wait, but there's more specificity to the rules that we didn't put in.
Do you follow Gumenik on Instagram?
I do not.
He spent the whole summer, like, I think he was training with Raf most of this time, but he spent the summer basically exploring the West Coast of the U.S. He like went all up and down throughout California with his girlfriend, Lisa Tuktamasheva, all over the place. I think they went into New Mexico, and it made me, no, I think it was Arizona. It made me like, because I live in California and I always feel like, I need to get around to doing more stuff outside, because I just like get used to my routine of living here. And it was inspiring every time I went out, like there they are in a canyon, or there they are on the coast. All these sites, you know, the Highway 1 drive and everything. And so.
I lived in California for 10 years or 12 years, and I never did any of that stuff.
I know, it's crazy. It's like, the first like 5 years I was here, I was pretty good about it. And now it's like, I don't even leave the Sacramento area on the weekend. Okay.
Well, on that note, since my microphone decided to fall because I can't keep this thing in the correct place, we're going to finish this episode. There's going to be a lot of skating coming up this week, and it's a very different look, because it is going to be the biggest senior event of the season so far, and we are talking about some of the best from Japan and some of the best from Russia.
There will be quads
going head to head at Kinoshita Group Cup, and we will bring you a preview of that probably Tuesday, sometime in the midweek before we go into that event. Michelle, anything else that we want to talk about, or that we have missed, or that
I
is
did
on your
have
mind?
Yeah, I did have on our list to talk about Sasha Trusova Ignatova's free skate debut, but I think we can talk about that in our Kinoshita preview.
We will certainly talk
Yeah.
about that in our Kenosha preview.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. It was a lot. And, if you had any trouble following all of the different paths that we went down,
So did
please
we.
go back. Please go back and listen to the rest of it, because there was just so much that we had to talk about today. Rocker Skating Podcast, as always, is supported by John Wilson Blades and all its brands. So thank you for your sponsorship. And for Michelle Ellis, this is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd of rockerskating.com. And we will talk to you again very soon, not even next week. We will talk to you again in a few days. Bye.
Bye.